What up? What up? What up? It's your boy JB coming at you live and direct, man. And you know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Instagram at the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Facebook at the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. And of course, man, you watching this on YouTube. Y'all do me a favor. As soon as you come into this video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, so that you get alerted every time we drop one of these bangers, man. And y'all look below in the description. Get the merch. Support the channel, man. And y'all know the routine. When I come up with a banger like this, I appreciate everybody who didn't listen to the toxicity video. That why toxic relationships are the best relationships, man. Over 4,000 views. I appreciate y'all liking that video, sharing that video. I had to bring the panelists back. Clearly, y'all respond to real people having real conversations, man. And y'all know how we getting down right now. The topic tonight is why is masculinity under attack? And like I said, when I'm having real topics, I got to bring in my real panelists. It's the Hometown Hookup Edition. And if y'all don't know, the Hometown Hookup Edition has engrafted one person, adopted one person, made them a part of the fold. I gotta let him introduce himself. Big J the Barber's in the building. Let them know who you are, where they can find you on the socials, and what you drinking on tonight.
Yes, is the one and only Big J the Barber. You can find me on Instagram, Big J the Barber, and also my YouTube channel as well. Yep, Big J the Barber, BIGJYTHEBARBER, one and only. If it's spelled different, it ain't your boy. What I'm drinking on. Ooh, got my red cup. I'm gonna sip on that, you know what I'm saying? A little tropical juice with you, boy. Since y'all showing bottles.
Got the goose. Your boy got the goose. He got the goose. Oh, y'all know it's about to be on. He got the goose. Big J the Barber, man. I appreciate you making time to be on the panel. Man, you know it's always good when the VIPs come on the panel. Y'all know how it is, man. Y'all know how it is. Yes. Let's give him that round of applause. Let's give him that round of applause. The crowd, the fans love him. The fans love him. Yes, y'all know how it works. Of course, y'all know who we got next. We gonna drain the air out of the building real fast before we bring it back. Y'all know who I got next. He's the resident antagonist. Y'all love to hate him because he hates me. The people's champ is in the building. He's earned another invitation to be on this podcast. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Tell y'all where y'all can find him on the socials and what he's smoking on and what he's drinking on tonight.
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well tonight. You know, it's your boy, TL Clayton. You can find me on Instagram at TL Clayton #1. Tonight is the Bullet Bourbon. Sipping on that a little bit. And I'm smoking on Romeo and Juliet. This is the 1875.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, look, I can't knock you, man. You gotta look. You don't drink like a hater. You don't drink like a hater. You don't smoke like a hater. You got some good stuff. Y'all let's welcome my boy.
Disguise. It's my
yes,
disguise.
Hey, the wolf is always in sheep's clothing. I got the y'all know the routine of what he get. Hold on, we got to welcome him to the panel. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's all he get. Man, y'all know what it is. I can't have my mama mad at me because she said you got to give TLC some more respect on the panel. Every Monday when I talk to my mama, she said I got to give TLC more respect on the panel. Y'all know who is last, man. My A1 from day one. Y'all know who it is. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Tell y'all what she drinking on and where y'all can find her on the socials.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, JB, for having me on the podcast. What's up, fellas? It's your girl, RMBLMBT on IG, a.k.a. Ron. But whatever. Tonight, I'm sipping on a little mixed drink I concocted with the help of JB recommending this.
Nice.
Of course, I went to Trader Joe's, one of my favorite places. Got this lemon elderflower soda, and I mixed it with my Hendrix gin.
Yes. Yeah, we upscale. We upscale on this podcast. I got my drink ready. Okay, jeez. Nice. I see the glass. All right, I see the glass. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Got to get an A1 from day one. A round of applause. Yeah, appreciate you coming on, Rhonda, as always. And of course, man, y'all know I'm smoking my nub by Aliva, this Cameroon rapper. I'm smoking this nub by Aliva. And since we holding up bottles, y'all see the Four Roses single barrel for all y'all out there. You got to go looking for this in the shop. It ain't just gonna be right there at eye level. This is where the ballers shop. I just need to put y'all in there.
Oh my God.
TLC,
I could go down the store and get it right now.
TLC.
Go ahead.
TLC, that bullet tingle you got is at eye level. Anybody can pick that up. This, they got, man, y'all know. Hey, look, this nub is hitting this Cameroon rapper. Got my Four Roses. We about to get into this thing, man. Again, the topic is, why is masculinity under attack, man? And y'all know I got to get my panelists' feedback. And for all of y'all who got feedback for us, man, trust me, man, I get the texts, I get the calls. People keep asking, Jeff, man, look, you telling me this stuff ain't scripted? No, they get the title and they show up on camera. It's real people having real conversations. It ain't real people acting. It's real people having real conversations. I don't know what my panel is gonna say, which is why TLC is still on the podcast, because y'all like him. Right? If it was scripted, he sound like me, right? But guys, what we want to do is understand. We're gonna get into this topic, why masculinity is under attack. And what we gonna talk about, guys, look, before we get into this, we ain't attacking nobody's lifestyle. What we talking about is, why is masculinity under attack? We not here to talk about sexuality. We not here to talk about lifestyle choices and all that. What we talking about is masculinity under attack. Big J, when you got the topic, man, what was the first thing that came to your mind?
Man, first thing that came to my mind was the whole ordeal with oh man, what's the guy name overseas that got arrested recently?
Andrew Tate.
Yes, Andrew Tate. And then on top of that, the other thing that came on was straight to my mind was the one that I call my little hero, the soccer player that went ahead and stuck to that female. You know what I mean? With putting everything in his mama name. Saved her. Yeah. She thought she was going to get one off, but she didn't. And then another thing that came straight to my mind was, my favorite quote. Two type of men. One that run their house and one that run their house. So that's the first couple of things that came on my mind.
Y'all see that this thing? Look, when you start talking about masculinity, we done fired Big J up, right? We done fired Big J up. Yeah, man. Andrew Tate, that soccer player who put everything in his mama's name, so when the wife went to divorce him, she had to pay him. And of course, Big J's favorite saying, two type of men, for all y'all that didn't hear it. One that run their house and one that run around their house. So Big J gonna be ready. Big J gonna be ready to get into this thing. TLC, when you got a topic, other than trying to be different than me, what did you think?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was, I think it was maybe last year, that rapper from Atlanta, Young Thug. He was on a magazine cover. I think he was wearing a dress or whatever.
Yeah.
And people were going crazy, saying this and that about him. But then I thought about it. Like, back in the day, of course, we're big into rap music and all that. I remember when Cameron came out with the all pink everything. Nobody questioned Cameron. So I was thinking, like, who actually defines masculinity? Actually, you have these two scenarios of two people in the same industry, but one gets looked at a certain way and one doesn't, when they're both.
Okay. TLC going a different route. Okay.
And to follow up on that.
Now, I didn't ask for it. Okay, go ahead.
But to follow up on that, I was talking to somebody else about that same situation with Cameron and Young Thug. And someone told me, they were like, masculinity isn't under attack. It's fake masculinity that's under attack. Because they said, if you're a man, you're confident in yourself, you don't really care about what nobody else thinks. I thought about that. I was like, you know what? You got a point on that. So.
Okay. All right. Man, look.
I came from bad today. You
look, I'm gonna make sure you don't get a whole lot of FaceTime since you're trying to bring it already. I know how to put that file out. Cool. We're gonna be Big J and Rhonda that's getting all the answers today. We know how to sit. We know how to make sure we neutralize TLC quick. So I get my shine. Rhonda, what did you think the moment you hear this title?
I do have to agree with that last part with TLC, because I was like, is it under attack? I didn't think it was. Like, I didn't think it was under attack like that. And so I just figured, like, I didn't have any examples of it. I did hear about the soccer player, but I'm also like, is it under attack, or is it that women are tired?
So you coming from the ladies' perspective?
That what it is.
Well, I mean, that's the only. Where's the
Hold on,
camera?
Tia.
I have my pearl.
What you want her to do?
Okay. Well, man, y'all know, man. The reason why I came up with the topic is that, man, look, in any relationship, there's going to be a dominant or submissive, and there's going to be a masculine and a feminine, right? And one of the things that's happening, the way I want to go with this thing, and all three of y'all gave a good perspective on what y'all thought, and we gonna touch on all that. But again, in any relationship, dominant, submissive, and it doesn't matter if it's heterosexual, homosexual, trans, or whatever, dominant and submissive, masculine and feminine, right? So we're not talking about gender roles, right? What we're really talking about is mindset, right? So why is masculinity under attack? And I want to just put this out here and get y'all thoughts on it, and we'll go right back around with the same rotation. But the reason why masculinity is under attack is because if I can kill masculinity, I can kill the house, I can kill the finances, I can kill the prosperity, I can kill the vision. Everything that I just said is wrapped up in masculinity, which is why everybody's letting you know that masculinity ain't the way to go. Because if you gonna take a house, y'all know hey, y'all know me, TLC, as I hold up my four roses, single barrel in my cigar, the religious people go crazy. One of my favorite scriptures is what? If you're gonna take a house, you must first take or bind the strong man. Because if I can get you thinking that masculinity is not necessary, I run the whole house, which means if I run the house, I run the community. If I run the community, I run the village. So when we talk about this, guys, we're not talking about a gender role. Even if I see homosexual couples, heterosexual couples, there's one person who is masculine and the other person is submissive. We can all agree to that. So we recognize that masculinity is necessary, and it's under attack because we need a lot more sheep than we need shepherds. Big J, jump in there and let me know what you think when you hear me say that.
A lot more sheep than shepherds, huh? Well,
We need a lot more. We need a lot more sheep than we need shepherds, which is why masculinity is under attack. The number one reason they don't want masculinity is because if people recognize their shepherd mentality, you got a problem now. Because a lot of things that's required for people to put their power over you is for you to start asking, why am I trying to be a shepherd? It's just easy to be a sheep. Jump in there, Jay. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I had a conversation on Facebook with some people not too long ago. And it was one of the ordeals where a friend of mine had posted something, and I was just reading through the comments, and he says that some people. The question was, in the Bible, it stated that God first, husband second, kids last, right? And so the thing is, I laughed about it because I said I agree. But the thing is that some of the women that came on board was saying that they disagree because they say kids first, husband last, right? And so, that's when I was like, wait a minute. Where's and that's the topic that we're talking about with masculinity. I'm like, well, if you say Bible, I mean, from what I've learned, I've always heard it was God first, husband second, and then kids last. But if you're choosing to go ahead and put kids first over your husband, then I mean, that's kind of inaccurate in my opinion, and things in the household is gonna go kind of crazy. But the people who are saying the kids go before the husband are 9 times out of 10 the ones that are still single, and the ones that still haven't, and the ones that have a toxic relationship, and the ones who
we gotta do toxic relationship part 2, Jay. Is that what you're saying? People didn't get the message.
Yeah, they putting their man last, bro. So I'm like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? Masculinity under attack.
Yeah, and Jay, it's good that you said that, and I appreciate you sharing that. TLC, when you hear Big J say that, plus kind of what you were going through in your intro, tell me what you thinking when you hear it. So what I want you guys to recognize is this: the people who selling you on not being masculine aren't giving up their masculinity. Just always know that. See, there's what I sell, and then there's what I buy. And typically, I don't buy what I sell. And that's what's got a lot of people. The people who selling you on giving up your masculinity, they're not giving up theirs. They want you to give up yours, but they're not giving up theirs. TLC, jump in there. Let me know what you're thinking, brother.
Well, when Big J mentioned that, I was thinking to a lot of the people, and going back again to what I said as far as like being masculine, being confident in yourself versus fake masculinity, people who may be fronting a little bit. When it comes to the head of the house, some guys may not see themselves as being in the back, because I know a lot of men see themselves as being providers. So in their mind, as long as their wife is straight, as long as their kids are straight, they're fine. They don't take care of themselves last, but they don't see that as like being unmasculine. They actually see that as being masculine. As long as my wife is straight, as long as my kids are straight, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So they don't have a problem with that. I think it's people who are on the outside of that relationship, looking into their relationship, that's saying, "Oh no, you're not doing things right," when they're probably just as happy as they could be.
Okay, but TLC, I got to jump on you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Masculinity has its evidence. Masculinity has its evidence. Masculinity, you don't have to look. We ain't talking about the physical part, because masculinity. Before I let Rhonda jump in here, masculinity is a mental thing and a spiritual thing. But mental things and spiritual things have physical manifestations. See, it's not how strong I am. It's not how strong I am. It is. Here's what I learned a long time ago. Masculinity is tied to how many people are behind you, right? If I'm walking and ain't nobody behind me, I'm not a leader. But if I'm walking and people are behind me, I'm a leader. Well, leaders have to employ masculinity. And what I mean by that is no matter what the gender, right? When you look from the outside in, you still know who the masculine person is. You still know who the leader is, right? So you can't tell me, hey man, well look, if you was inside the four walls, you know I was running stuff. No, I can look from the outside and tell who running stuff. Growing up, you knew my daddy was running the house. Look, it didn't matter if you was inside or outside. What was the role back in the day? Man, let me ask my daddy, see if I can come out. Right? And then if your daddy wasn't there, your mama would say, ask your daddy. And Jay, you bringing up a good point. And one of the things we getting away from, and before I let Rhonda get in here, is that I'm making it about gender. But what happens is, guys, there's always evidence externally of the masculinity internally. We can't TLC. Now that's why I got to push back on you a little bit. Dudes who telling you, oh no, man, it's all good. Don't be fooled by what you see, man. I'm holding it down. No, bro. I can tell by looking the masculinity or I should say the person who's in charge and the person who's not. Okay, and again, it has nothing to do with gender. Who's in charge and who's not, right? It's one of those things, right? When I pull up to the restaurant, right? I got to have a conversation. All right, man. Look, we going in here, just follow my lead. Don't look. We can go where you want to go afterwards. But you know when you right, like Jay said, two type of men, right? It's two type of men. It's two type of men, right? So whatever you have that negotiation in the car, right? Like, all right, look, my people gonna be in here. Look, you know what you need to do now. Look, we can discuss it afterwards.
I'm gonna swing back at the Rhonda by that point. But go ahead.
Rhonda, jump in there and let us know what you think.
I just think it's easy to talk about masculinity, but a lot of guys, I can't call them men. A lot of guys want to know, like, they'll ask their women, like, "I'm a man, ain't I?" Or "I'm the man of this house," or whatever. Like they have to state that claim.
If you gotta ask, you not.
If you gotta ask,
exactly.
Then you not. And so it's like, okay, when the woman probably is in charge of the budgeting for the house, there's different roles within that. And so if you are the man of the house, but you don't even know how the finances are being handled to run your stuff, you're not in control of anything, right? It's like, yeah, the man is the head, but the woman is the neck. She gonna make sure stuff rolls how it's supposed to roll, so we can keep what we have. Now, Big J, back to you.
Ladies.
Now, I'm single. I've been single for a long time. I don't know too many happily married people. That's number one. So
okay. Roundy, we ain't but 19 minutes in. Hold on now. You can't be. This ain't nothing if you buck now.
But at the same time, I also know when you have your friends who are married, it is a different type of conversation that you have with them. And as a single woman, I always say, look, I know I'm not qualified to answer that question because I'm not in a marriage. But shit, so it don't look right. It don't look right. And so, but on the flip side, Jay, I agree with you with how you didn't agree with God, kids, husband. If you want to put your faith first, hey, yeah, I'm down for that. But when it comes, I always tell my married women friends, like, you're a woman first. The way you got that man is the way you got to keep that man. and you're gonna raise your kids. That's what you do
Absolutely.
as a woman, right? But you're still a woman first. Like, you don't lose all the sexiness, the intimacy, the coolness about yourself, whatever drew your husband to you. So yes, I do agree with you as far as that goes with how it should be. Like, no, take care of your man so your kids could see a loving relationship for them to strive for if they
Absolutely.
want to go down that ball and chain path. Back to you, JB.
All right. All right. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I think it's time for us to end on that note. This is going to be the shorts. Right.
It's the gin.
Right. Right. That Hendrix gin got run. That Hendrix gin got. She gonna be laid out when I call her later. She gonna be laid out when I call her later. Man,
Hey,
Rhonda, I appreciate you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Me and TLC, you coming after Jay, okay? Go ahead, Jay.
No, right, 100% correct, and I agree with you absolutely. And it just goes to the show that, prime example, I've been in a relationship, and even in my relationship now, I have been in a relationship where the female have made more money than me, you know, and it just came to the point where a lot of people feel that, oh, if the female makes more money than you, then that person is supposed to be taking over everything. You're supposed to walk and follow her lead, blah, blah, blah. That's not the case, because before I even became a barber, you know what I mean, or became at the status that I am right now, I had a female that actually had to take care of all the bills and take care of everything. But from the outside looking in, she made sure that her friends and my friends or people out there knew that, okay, this is still the king of the castle. So she didn't like belittle me or made sure that people think that she's trumping me over finances and things like that. And even with my wife right now, I mean, we're equally yoked. So the thing is that, yeah, she makes money, I make money. But at the same time, when I come home, you know, my laundry's already done. My food is already done.
You ain't running around your house. You ain't running around your house when you come home.
Not at all. I don't have on my track shoes. I got on flip flops.
Whoop de whoop.
That whoop be on the train now, boy.
TLC, jump in there, man. Jump in there, let me know what you're thinking.
When you were talking about earlier about going out, it came to my mind. There's a law in North Carolina. Well, it's not law now. They're trying to get a law in North Carolina to stop drag out in public, drag shows or whatever in public. And I'm like, just because a person's wearing a dress or something doesn't mean he ain't the boss, like you said. And I was thinking about it, like, who decides what is drag and what's not? Because I don't want to crap on anybody's religion or anybody's culture, but I'm not Irish. I'm not Scottish. When I see a person wearing a kilt, I'm thinking, okay, that's a skirt to me. But I ain't about to argue with nobody in no skirt or
he
no
probably
kilt.
he probably can fight.
Yeah,
that's what you ain't arguing with.
That's my point. Like, I'm not.
But any dude who wearing a skirt can fight, and he's strong. Just know that. I don't care what he is.
Exactly. So I'm like, first of all, who decides like what's masculinity, and if that law goes into effect, who's going to enforce that? Like,
but I think TLC, we see that's a different ballgame now. We talking political. When we talk about masculinity is an established order that this person is the visionary. And I'm glad Jay brought in the money capacity, the money component. Me and Rhonda grew up, man. Mom and dad married a long time before our dad passed away. Dad got rheumatoid arthritis, was disabled. My mom was the only one working, but there was an established order in the house still, right? Which she had to. And what happens, y'all got to understand, man. Y'all got to understand what makes you a leader is people who are just as strong as you decide to follow you. Right? Just because you are the submissive in the relationship, or just because you are the feminine one in the relationship, that's letting everybody know that you acknowledge strength and you recognize that we're better positioned if we follow this person. And a lot of people, and I'm gonna hit this. That's gonna get a lot of feedback. It ain't no God first, kids, husband, or whatever. No, husband, your relationship, then your kids, then the rest of your family, then the rest of your friends. God set an order. I don't have to tell God that he first. If he first, I respect his order, which means the masculine is first. Right? Once we get the masculine together, everything else works out. The reason why a lot of people having problems is because everybody think they designed to be in charge, but they're not. We got to stop lying to these people, telling everybody that they equal. No. Everybody's not equal. Okay. And one of the things, how do you find out everything's not equal? I encourage everybody, just go act like you're going to buy a car. Now go buy the base model or the cheapest model they got on the lot, and then go buy the expensive one. Act like you're going to buy the expensive one. You want I give you another one. Go on the airline. Go book a flight right now. Go book that economy and then go book first class. At the end of the day, everybody going somewhere, right? Everybody going somewhere. But there's going to be a different established order on how we board the plane, what type of service we going to get, and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm glad Jay brought it up. But I want all y'all to start recognizing, just because you say God don't mean we talking about the same God, right? Because your God may be different than my God. And we keep giving credit to people for having the same God. So if I say God first, relationship second, friends, family, whatever, in that sequential order, one of the things first thing I ask people is, okay, who is your God? Because if you don't say the Most High, if you don't say El Elohim, if you don't say Jehovah Jireh, if you don't say Jehovah Rapha, if you don't say some names I know, we might not be aligned. See, right, I had to go there, man. Remember you started going to church and they taught you them different names? Like, seriously, I just knew God. Okay, you got some different names too. But TLC, I'm glad you brought it. You cannot forget Emmanuel, right? And so I'm glad everything y'all said, because TLC, I'm glad you brought the dress up. Look at what I just said. If you walk around in a kilt, I know you can fight. Why? Because only certain guys were allowed to wear that kilt. In that culture, everybody just can't wear a kilt. You had to, it's passed down from generation to generation. Who's the Warriors? All I got to do is go over to Dunedin over here in Tampa Bay, and they had the Scottish games every year. And when them guys lifting those telephone poles, all of them rocking kilts. All of them rocking kilts. When they doing those activities, they rocking kilts. And when we talk about why is masculinity under attack, this is exactly why there's so much confusion around masculinity right now, that the number one reason why masculinity is under attack is the first thing they tell you is that everybody's equal and everybody not equal. And this is why, this is the essence of why people are not. If I go to a job, there's an established order. There's an established order. Oh, TLC, man, what the heck? TLC. Every time I start to preach,
No.
I can't even let the spirit move. I can't even let the spirit move for you over there raising your hand. That's exactly how the enemy
You
works.
brought up something.
Go ahead, jump in there.
You brought some.
Go ahead and jump in there.
When you mention everybody's not equal, have you noticed that everybody wants to be the alpha man, or that's the thing to say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm the alpha man. Like, what's wrong with being a beta man? Like, people coming to me all the time, and they're like, "Man, I love your podcast." I'm like, I don't have a podcast. Like,
yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
I'm a guest
no.
on the podcast.
Fans, for your lame ass fans, it's your podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
but it's like I'm a guest on the podcast. I don't want to have to deal with all the things that you have to deal with in the background to actually have a successful podcast. I'm very comfortable being a secondary person.
There, you just preached. Stop right there. You just preached, TLC. Stop right there. A couple weeks ago.
Jessica Lane.
Yeah.
It's Jessica Lane.
We gonna get into that. TLC, you just preached, because Jay hit me up. A lot of people ask, how did Jay get on the hometown hookup? How did Jay get on the hometown hookup? After we went to YouTube, Jay came to me and he said, man, look, I'm only trying to do all that you were doing to do this podcast, man. I'm going to just link up with y'all if y'all will have me. Am I lying, Jay?
No, you're telling the truth.
Right? Now, here's the funny thing. That doesn't make him lesser than a man. And what happens is that the reason why masculinity is under attack is people have been lied to about masculinity. TLC, we get together every year. Neither one of us are lesser than. Man, I got to get you a torch. I done told you about putting that match to that cigar. Bro, we done had how many, Lord Jesus.
I'm old school. Go ahead.
Man, we got to get you a torch. But what I'm saying to you is everybody's struggling with the fact. TLC, I'm glad you brought that up, because there's nothing wrong. Sometimes you're going to be alpha. Sometimes you're going to be beta. And I'm going to tell you like this, guys. Sometimes you're going to be omega. But are you with people who are winning? Are you with people who are accomplishing stuff? Because now at the end of the day, this is why, again, guys, y'all know, hey, look, by the way, I'm about to start Jeff Sunday service on another YouTube channel. So for all y'all who want some spiritual wisdom, but that's what the scriptures say. That's why some people get 30 fold, some people get 60 fold, and some people get 100 fold. And y'all better start understanding that. Look, TLC, the proudest, that has made me proud. If somebody said, hey, I like you on the podcast, I like your podcast, that's exactly how it should be. Because I don't have a podcast that's just unilateral. There's going to be people who say, Jay, they're going to say, Jay, man, you don't need them 3 other lanes. Well, bring Ron and Torrance with you, but leave Jeff alone, right? Like, that's what it's going to be, right? Y'all going to have some people who identify with you more. It doesn't make anybody else lesser than. And the reason why masculinity is under attack is because a lot of people thinking they are the masculine one in a certain dynamic. And now they're getting out there prematurely. They're getting out there prematurely and they're getting destroyed. Because a lot of people don't understand, sometimes your success is tied to you being connected to other masculine people. So that you don't have to take on all the responsibility. Big J, jump in there. Rhonda, we're going to come to you. And then TLC, I'm going to come back to you. Big J, jump in and let me know what you think.
Yeah, no. When I approached you, I said, man, look here. I said everybody approached me and said that they love all of us on the podcast. To be honest, I got plenty of people that reached out to me and said, man, the podcast is dope. You know what I'm saying? The panel, they're all awesome. Y'all mesh well together. Heck, I had some females say, yo, we like TLC.
Yeah,
you know. Just saying,
look, I ain't never had a female tell me that. I ain't never had a female tell me that. I've been knowing this man since '94.
I like to just take this moment to thank all the ladies out there. I appreciate it.
Hell no.
Go ahead, BJ. Go ahead.
And then on top of that, I had a couple of people that said, "Oh man, I'm so happy that y'all have a female on there too to have her perspective." And so, it's pretty dope to see how everybody is actually adapting to how we are as individuals and see how we get along. And then on top of that, I did. Jeff was like, "No, man, you know, a lot of people also told me." I had another friend of mine hit me up and said, "You should do your own podcast." I said, "Nah, pimp, I'm straight," because at the end of the day, I like our moderator. I like the people that I vibe and talk with on Sundays and whenever we do it. I said the conversations be real. Obviously, when you guys watch this, it's not edited, so what you see is what you get. So when it comes to that, Jeff is actually telling the truth. To piggyback off of the topic of conversation, another thing that I thought about too was the Tyrese incident. That when the judge went ahead and made him pay $630,000, you know, and then he said something. He said something to someone who's asking him a question that I had mentioned not too long ago too. He says some females, I don't get it. It's like, you know who you getting together with. You want the masculine man that's going to go out there, provide for you, provide for his family, do all he has to do to make sure that everything, the lifestyle that you see me living, you want to live as well. I finally do it. And then when ish hit the fan, and then we're out here talking to the judge, now all of a sudden, oh, you're not home enough. You're not taking care of your kids. You're not around your kids as most of you should be. Last time I checked, I heard everybody say a busy man. A wealthy man is a busy man. So then on top of that, you know what I mean? You go off of someone who's actually taking care of you. And then on the side note, you go off of the man who's not working. So now you're complaining about the man that's working because he's not spending time with you. But then you complain about the man who's not working and playing video games all day. That's actually but that's actually there with your kids, but he ain't working and providing. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Which masculine man or masculine person do you want?
Why is masculinity under attack? Part 2, the child support and alimony edition. The child support and alimony edition. At the end of the day, that's exactly what child support and alimony is. It is to rape you of your masculinity. It is to chop you down. Rhonda, jump in there. Let us know what you think.
No, I like what Big J said, because one of my favorite songs is by Bobby Womack. And in that song, if you think you're locked down, the things he says is, if I'm there, I'm broke.
Sing it.
Right.
Yes. Hold on, Rhonda, repeat that. If I'm there, what? If I'm there, what?
Right. So,
if you think you're lonely now.
Yes. Right. Wait until the night.
Wait until the night.
Yes.
Wait until tonight, girl.
So, but I do have an honest question for the men that's on the panel.
Uh-oh. See, Rhonda, here you go now. You ain't the moderator. You need to submit these questions to be pre-approved before you ask them.
Okay, but see, does being I've never heard you guys for as far as I've interacted with y'all say like, man, I'm a man. I'm a man. I've never heard y'all say that. So, but does making you being a man, does that make you masculine, or being masculine makes you a man?
But see, I'm gonna jump in there, guys, and I'm gonna answer this, and then TLC, I want to come to you. Then Jay will circle back around to you. What makes you a man is not the gender. What makes you a man is not your physical. What makes you a man is your ability to lead, your ability to have vision, your ability to know what's gonna happen now, down the road, and that's what everybody has to learn, right? There's male and female, man and woman. Okay, male and female, man and woman. What makes you a man is when you start to connect to purpose, vision, mission, goals, purpose, plan. And when somebody asks you that, you ain't got to say, well, no, Somebody asks me where I'm going, I'm going to tell you, right? Because I learned that you got 30 seconds to tell somebody if they want to connect with you, how is it going to happen? And one of the things we've done is we've tried to make it about gender. We've tried to make it about sex. We've tried to make it about all these physical things, when being a man is everything about mental and spirit. And that's why the Bible always talks about renewing of the mind and being born again. Because at the end of the day, none of those things are physical. Everything that makes me a man is what you can't see me do. But it manifests physically. It manifests physically. So if I say I'm going to do something, what makes you a man? I actually do it. What makes you a boy? You don't ever see it. Right? And it doesn't make you bad because I never see you accomplish things. It makes you bad when you tell me you're going to accomplish things and you never do it. And so one of the things when I talk about why masculinity is under attack is we've forgotten that masculinity is what I do when you don't see me. Just like character. My character is what I do when you ain't looking. Right? That's what masculinity is, in that same group. So what happens is the reason we can do this podcast is because everything I'm doing that y'all don't see. Not because of what we doing now. TLC, you just said it. Like, man, I ain't trying to do all that. But you do all that in other areas in your life, which is why you are the masculine one in that role. Same thing with Jay, right? Same thing with you, Ron. There's no way in the hell I'm ever going to be a barber. No, I can't be a barber because I ain't going to have nobody like me sitting in my chair. I can only imagine what Jay got to put up with. Cutting my hair every week, listening to me go on and on and on every week. Man, fuck all that, right? Excuse my friend. So, but look, that's why I can't.
You gotta buzz yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This for Rose getting in here. But my point to you is, guys, that's why I can't be a barber, because it ain't about the haircut. That's why I can't be a massage therapist. It ain't about your condition. I can't be an IT, can't be in real estate like TLC is, because it's never about. Look, the reason when your computer goes down, it's about how it's affecting your business. It's not about that computer not working. Somebody calling, complaining, you ain't able to process transactions. It's all that other stuff going on. And so what happens is, and Rhonda, when I answer that question, the reason I'm saying that to you is because a lot of us are confusing. I don't have to go out and tell anybody I'm a man. You can see my vision. You can see my purpose. You can see my mission. I can articulate where I'm going. And that's what masculinity is. And one of the things you'll find is that everybody else is trying to make it about the physical nature, whether you male, female, everybody trying to make it about the physical nature. And it has nothing to do with that with being a man. TLC, jumping at Jay, I'm gonna let you jump in there.
Kind of piggybacking off of what you said and what Big J was talking about with the Tyrese situation. His wife or ex-wife, however it is divorcing him and leaving him, and it's looked at as an attack on masculinity. But I think she still wants a man in her life. She just doesn't want Tyrese in her life. I think some people will think they're the only man out there in the world. They're the only person in the world. And that's why I was saying, as a man, when you're comfortable in yourself and who you are, that's all you need. You don't worry about the attack itself. You're just comfortable in who you are as a person. So Tyrese is over there crying and everything. But the truth is that his wife or ex-wife has realized that, you know what? I want a person that's successful. I want a person that's hardworking. I just don't want him.
No.
I just don't want him.
TLC,
I don't want him.
TLC, no. TLC, if she wanted somebody successful, why she trying to destroy? If you ain't gonna be with me, I'm gonna destroy you. That's what she's saying.
She has to get away from him. She doesn't want him.
TLC.
That doesn't say she doesn't want a
TLC.
man.
She does want him. I told you. Why is masculinity under attack? The child support alimony. No. I want to destroy you so you ain't with nobody else. See, that's the whole perspective now. That's the whole perspective. Don't get me preaching. Why does she need $600,000, TLC? You think a child costs that much to raise? Because if my mama was making $600,000 times 4, look, I know it don't take that much. I know it don't take that much to raise a child. Because we ain't getting nowhere close to that. We ain't getting nowhere close to that, TLC. You grew up pretty well off, so you might have gotten that. But in our house, I don't think we got $600,000 over 18 years total. If you listening now, I mean that in love. So, but TLC, I want you to rethink that, right? Because you were the first one on the podcast to say they don't want Russell Wilson. They want Future to act like Russell Wilson. Remember, you said that a long time ago, right? True. What she is trying to take him through child support and want it as public as possible so that nobody else wants him. She wants to take the resources because guess what? Women show up when the resources show up. Women show up when the resources show up, and that doesn't make them bad. It just means that Tyrese right now, what other woman he gonna get with? What other woman he gonna get with if all of a sudden he paying $600,000? Look, I love Fast and the Furious movies. But bro, I don't know how many more explosions we gonna have in order to pay $600,000. I know, Jay, and we gonna get into this alimony and child support thing because alimony and child support was never designed to be what it is now. And what alimony and child support was it's not a punishment for us breaking up. Right? Like we got to get that thing straight. Jay, that's gonna be another podcast for a different day. But alimony and child support was not so that I'm punished for breaking up. Okay? What it is what this lady is doing to Tyrese right now, and that's why this soccer player has given everybody the blueprint on what to do.
No, that was
right. This soccer player done gave everybody the blueprint on what to do. Because your only other option is to not get married and not have kids. That's your only other option. Right? Big J, jump in there, let me know what you think.
No, absolutely. TSC, I don't know. I can't agree with you on that one. But, I'm with my boy Tyrese 100%. Because at the end of the day, man, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But like, again, JB said we're gonna touch on that topic in another episode. But to go back on the masculinity thing, prime example, like Jeff was talking about, a lot of people always put in the role of masculinity is just a male role. It isn't. So prime example, I had somebody try me the other day, and they almost got slapped. But it's just one of those things where I'm far from Bob the Builder, right? So I can't build nothing in my household, in the barbershop, nothing. Don't ask me to build nothing because I'm probably gonna throw it away or just pay somebody to come build it for me. So a buddy of mine at the time was like, "Man, you don't know how to build that? That's so easy." Blah blah blah. I said, "No, I don't know how to build that." He said, "Man, sure. What kind of lady wants you to don't know how to build that?" I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Okay, then." I said, "Hold on. You know how to cut hair?" He was like, "Nah." I said, "Well, shit, what kind of lady don't want you to know how to cut hair?" But it's just one of those things. Was like, well, like I can't do what you do. It's fine, but you can't do what I do either. So Absolutely. It doesn't make us any different. It doesn't make Absolutely. The roles change. It's just one of those things. Like, prime example, my wife, for instance, she just started off in real estate. Jeff knows she's doing very well. But I don't have the patience to deal with some of these people in the real estate game that she had to deal with. Wait 3 months, have somebody put something on the market, then take it off of the market, don't want to go through with it no more. And then all of a sudden you gotta show 30 houses for one person that just don't know what they want. Bro, look.
Yes.
I don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, she's showing masculinity in her realm of things. You know what I mean? And so she's masculine in the way in how she operates in her business. But then when she gets home and I'm in the house, we already know it's top dog in here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just one of those things where Rhonda was saying, do a man ever have to ask himself, is he a man? And shit, I've been here for probably 4 decades, and I never had to look in the mirror and say, "Hey, am I a man?"
Yeah,
I walked around.
It's a lot of guys who do. Yeah. Jay, it's a lot of guys who have to. It's a lot of guys who have to question, who have to make that question to themselves daily. And you making the point, man. You making the point. Which I like how you said it. She's masculine in that area. And one of the things that has happened out here, Ron, I want you to jump in here. People getting masculine in areas they ain't qualified to be masculine in.
Yes.
Right. That's really what it is. And the reason why masculinity can be under attack is because everybody don't want to be masculine in the area that they actually got expertise in, right?
Mhm.
So I know I'm a salesman. I know I'm good in marketing. I know I'm good in public speaking. Now, if you tell me, look, I'm in Jay's shop the other day, and we looking like, hey man, look, what we talking about the dryer he was gonna put up. We're like, we don't know what the hell we doing, but man, I got somebody working on it. Oh, good, 'cause I can't help you at all with that. But what makes you masculine too, guys, is knowing what you're not masculine at.
There it is.
And masculinity is under attack because everybody trying to get what's not theirs. Jump in there, Ron, and let me know what you
Well,
think.
no, I like that because I love saying stay in your lane. Keep the main thing, so you won't get twisted on
Mm-hmm.
where you're supposed to be, and more importantly, where you're not supposed to be. And I know the decisions I make in and out every day. Does it make me less of a woman? No, but it does demonstrate my masculinity with handling certain things. I'm okay with that
Yes.
because that's the life that I chose. But that doesn't mean that I don't ever want to have a man in my life or a man to do things for me because my smoke detector thing still buzzing.
Hey, just take them batteries out. Do like I did in my house. Just take them out. Just take the batteries out like I did. If God calling you home, he gonna just. I ain't even worried about my smoke detectors no more. I just took the batteries out.
So, but
you go try to find a 9-volt battery and see how successful you are. Just take the battery out.
Successful with that part. So, and so yeah, so like it's just it kills me when guys have to say or proclaim that I'm a man because that lets me know that you're not in the sense of the word and not from your gender or anything, that you just don't know how to handle your business properly. And there's nothing more unattractive than that. And it's like handle your business like you're supposed to, then maybe you could be considered that. But follow through with your word, keep your word, that type of thing. But I also believe that women can demonstrate the same type of qualities for where they are. And
absolutely. And guess what, guys? Ron, I'm glad you just preached that before I come to TLC. Masculinity and femininity, the rules are the same. Am I what I say I am? Do I do what I say I'm going to do? Whether you feminine or masculine, whether you dominant or submissive, what happens in masculinity is that I acknowledge that you are the expert in this area. I acknowledge that you have a better plan in this area, but it doesn't make my plan inferior. It just means that my plan is complementary to yours. And if I become Robin to your Batman, we about to have a blockbuster. Right? And a lot of people don't get that, right? So I could have easily sat there and said, I'm going to do this podcast by myself. But the number one thing, if you want to have a successful podcast, is you better have panelists that people can relate to other than you. But you know how many people are out there having failed podcasts because I want people to listen to me. He ain't no different than me. He put on his pants. No, I don't know if he put on his pants like me. He might levitate in the head. He may not put them on one leg at a time. He might jump into him off the bed. I don't know what he doing. Right? TLC. Why you I'm saying? I don't know how you put your pants on.
I'll
right?
levitate, but go ahead.
Yeah. Is that why the gunshots going off in your neighborhood back there? Is that why you TLC? Let me know what you're thinking, bro. Let me know what you think.
Oh no, it's full circle. Like you say, when Big J mentioned the real estate and these people calling all the time. Oh my gosh, it's a handful. It's a lot. It's a lot to take.
TLC, Big J wasn't saying that so it gets you off track. He ain't mean to touch on something personal. Now you ain't got nothing to say.
Once he talked about real estate, I was like, oh my gosh, like.
What do you think TLC about to come on the podcast? TLC say, how you know? Man, how you know, bro? Like TLC triggered now. You don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
PTSD.
But I think one of the things we got to look at, guys, why is masculinity under attack? And I want to make sure we all get this thing, because having these conversations are not only therapeutic, but they're necessary. Because a lot of people don't understand why you're under attack. And if you're under attack, it's simply because you're exhibiting masculinity in an area. And when I don't have to attack something that's not masculine. That's why I want to go back to that scripture that said, if you want to first take a house, you have to bind the strong man. The strong man is not a gender thing. That is whoever's coming up with something that can lead us out of bondage into freedom, you got to get attacked. Some of y'all ain't getting attacked because you're just not masculine in that area. But you trying to claim like you being attacked, and you're not. So I come to see Jay, man. I get my hair cut every Thursday, man. And the funny thing is that y'all got to understand, if you try to act like Big J, if you try to act like RMB LMBT, if you try to act like TL Clayton, right? If you try to act like your boy JB, now you're gonna get attacked like us. Because the way things work, if you sound like me, you got to get attacked like me. I got to make sure that you don't I got to make sure you don't get through the cracks. And a lot of people who trying to act like me, trying to sound like me, trying to roll like your boy TLC, right? Man, why is this happening to me? Because you are fake. And even if you are fake, I got to act like you real. Because at the end of the day, I got to attack you like the originator. I got to attack you like the originator. And a lot of people don't get, you can fake like you masculine. But the reason you losing is because, man, when the attack comes, what separates masculine from the others? I'm built for the attack. What did LeBron just tell Dylan Brooks? If you see me fighting against a bear, pray for the bear. Right? Just pray for the grizzly bear. You know what Mystical said? Mystical said, if you see me fighting with a bear, pray for the bear. And a lot of y'all ain't built like that, but that's what masculinity is, which is, hey, look, man, you gonna come against me. I get it. You gonna come against me. But you better know who you dealing with. I heard a guy say years ago, if you gonna come against me, you better bring a lunch. This thing gonna last. Don't give up, bro. If you coming against your boy JB, you better bring a lunch. And why is masculinity under attack, guys? Masculinity is under attack because people like the four of us on this podcast, if we make it big, it give people hope. See, at the end of the day, guys, if you make it big, if you listening to this podcast and you make it big, it give people hope. We just some country people, bro. Now, Jay from LA. But the other three of us, you can't find our spot on the map, right? You can't find our spot on the map, right? So if you make it big, now it cuts off all that narrative that you got to be from a certain place, you got to come from a certain background, you got to do all this stuff. So why is masculinity under attack? Masculinity is under attack because you got to keep the people who have been taught that they're not worthy down. But just because you're in a bad financial situation, or just because you're in a bad social economic setting, or just because you were dealt a bad hand, don't mean you can't be masculine. The only reason you have a job, guys, the only reason you have a job is your training ground. Your job is to let you know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay. Jump in there.
No, man, I got to stop reading these comments. Well, I got to start reading your wife over here these comments, bro. What's he going in on you, bro? Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Y'all, I got a special guest in the audience that y'all can't tell. She over here fucking rolling in our chats.
And I just pulled it up.
Rolling in our chat. Rolling in our chats. But that's what I want you guys to understand. If you masculine, you got to understand with the responsibility comes the attack. And so the reason why masculine, TLC, what you doing, bro?
I was looking at the chat.
Yeah, all we see is a yellow hand on the screen, bro.
Go ahead. I didn't have the chat up, so I couldn't see the chat.
Come on, dog.
Go ahead.
Come on, bro. You know we don't edit nothing. You know we don't edit nothing out. Everybody gonna see a yellow hand in the screen. This thing that fell off the rails quick.
I had to figure out what we're missing, but I didn't have the chat
fell off the rails quick.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
But no, Jay, you're right. But see, this is why we do this podcast. Real people having real conversations. We don't edit it because we don't get, guys. We can't understand why people choose to fail. And one of the things that gets me the most why masculinity is under attack is so many fake people trying to be masculine. That's why it's under attack, and that's why it's working because there's so many people who shouldn't be out here posing and faking and fronting that are. And that's why masculinity is under attack. We gotta weed out these imposters, bro. We gotta weed out these imposters. That's why if somebody walk away from your life, they're not masculine. Because if I'm a strong man and you're a strong man, when we meet, we should rise. We shouldn't fight, right? If like at the end of the day, I tell a funny story. Then we're gonna get closing comments. I remember when me and Rhonda and my mom went on our last trip, and I messed up my thumb in golf. And Rhonda bought her tuning fork. She bought it to Dallas, and she started hitting somewhere on my arm. I was like, it don't hurt there. She said, I know it don't hurt there. I gotta hit the point that's causing the hurt there. She looked at me. She said, "Who making you mad?" I said, "Nobody." Right? See, she the masculine in that part, right? I said, "Oh yeah, you can go and stop now." Right? You can go and stop because she about to get me telling all my business, right? She said, "Ain't nothing. You ain't hurt that thumb because you golfing. So who making you mad? What got you stressed out? What's happening with the left side of your? What's happening with your left side? Look, just get this thumb to stop hurting, right?" But one of the things you guys are going to find is your masculinity is your only armor of protection. It's your battle armor. And if you not meant to be masculine in that area and you faking in front like you are, you out there and you in battle, but you ain't got no armor. And I think the reason why it's under attack is because a lot of the people who are masculine are doing it behind the scenes now. And all the fakers and fronters are out there in the public. And that's why masculinity is under attack. And you got so many people choosing these alternative lifestyles because, man, I done got out here and I can't handle this attack. So I got to get these attacks to stop. So I'm going to just stop. I got to get you to stop attacking me. But the only way to success is if you get an attack. Big J, what's your closing statements for the night, man? Let us know what you're thinking as a result of this podcast, man. Let us know what you're thinking.
Oh man, what I'm thinking first is sorry for messing up the flow a little bit, but we were back on track. I was reading some things, but my closing remarks is just if you masculine, you know you masculine. It doesn't have to be told to you. Someone don't have to mention that you are. You don't have to ask yourself if you are. If you have to ask yourself, then something is wrong, and something has to be figured out within yourself internally. But regardless of the case, masculinity, in my opinion, is under attack in several different ways. We just broke the barriers of some of the topics that we mentioned, but it's a lot of different ways that technically we can't even tap into based on masculinity. But regardless of the case, regardless of the, I gotta watch my words because I know this thing ain't edited. So, there's some things I want to say, but I know I can't say it. So I'm just going to close by saying, Big J the Barb is masculine, bro. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Yes. TLC, what's your closing comments for the night, brother?
Like I said before, I think as long as you're confident in yourself, that's the main thing. It's not masculinity that's under attack. It's the fake masculinity that's under attack. People who are confident in what they do, they don't really worry about the other stuff and just keep it moving.
Okay. All right. You know who it is, Rhonda. What's your takeaway, man? That Hendrix is flowing and Rhonda, I gotta give you credit. You bought it tonight, man. You bought it tonight. Go ahead. What's your closing statement?
No, I totally agree with everything that you guys are saying. Like you should be able to stand on your foundation. But if it ain't solid, then your masculinity is in question. I don't care what side you're on or what type of work you do or business you have or what have you. So keep the main thing the main thing. But if it's under attack, just be real, so you won't be under.
Okay. All right. Hey, look.
She said something there. If you're not solid, she said something there. If you're not solid, boy, hey, there goes the show. Look, right
if
there.
If you're not solid,
word right there.
Yes, if you're not solid and you acting like you solid, just know you getting attacked like you are, and that's why some of y'all getting y'all butt kicked, right? And again, my closing statement is simple. I love that masculinity is under attack because you ain't gonna believe that I'm masculine until you see my masculinity attacked. Bring it, right? Bring your attack. The real masculine people, whether you male or female, the real people with vision, the real people with purpose, the real people with goals and plans and objectives, we want that. Matter of fact, we didn't plan for the attack. Right? What makes you you, guys? Let me tell you this. What makes you you is when you are attacked and you come out of the other side. I want to go into the lion's den. I want to walk through the valley. Because at the end of the day, guys, I want to go to battle. I want to go to war. Because otherwise, y'all haters out here won't believe me until I come out on the other side. Again, if you see me fighting a bear, pray for the bear. And I'm going to tell y'all like this, man. Y'all know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Instagram at the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on You can find me on Facebook. Smoke Some, Drink Some Podcast. And of course, you're on YouTube, man. If you ain't already done it, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on that bell for notifications so you can see every time we drop a video, man. And y'all do me a favor, look below in the description. Get the merch, support the channel. For all y'all who ain't signed up for my Patreon, go on over there, boy. That's that exclusive content and that bonus footage, but you got to pay for that. So y'all stop being cheap. Go on over there and link up with your boy. Big Joe the Barber. Appreciate you being on the podcast again. Where can they find you on the socials?
Big J the Barber, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Big J the Barber, like my boy Big E say. Big J the Barber.
Bro, that goose is loose. That great goose that kicked in. TLC, man, I appreciate you coming back on the podcast. Tell me where they can find you at on your socials.
As always, thanks for having me. It's been great. You can always find me on Instagram at TL Clayton, #1.
TLC. Hey, look, y'all got to look, man. TLC ain't talking about it, but he got a Patreon page too. The joke I didn't tell.
I'm still working on that. It's a Patreon. It's a Patreon page. It's called The Joke I Didn't Tell. It's based on jokes that I just had in my phone that I didn't take to the stage, but I'm still working on that page. So once I get it rocking and rolling,
Oh, that's what we do on this podcast. We giving you behind the scenes. Look, y'all look TLC following in his boy's footsteps with the Patreon. Look at it, Rhonda. Man, you know I always glad to have you on, man. Tell them where they can find you at on the socials.
Thanks, JB. Y'all can find me at RMB on IG.
All right, man, and y'all know what it is, man. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. And until next time, I gotta let y'all know. The next topic, my panelists, some of y'all don't know this, but the next topic is gonna be the social media, the side piece or the main piece. That's what we're gonna be discussing next time. In social media, the side piece or the main piece. And until next time, we gonna holler.